Now, tell us about saturated fat, red meat, and cardiovascular disease.
Well, the fat heart hypothesis that's been around forever, and we're highly judgmental against fat obesity, and so it's easy to make fat as the culprit, and fat gets the blame of what sugar does. So ultimately, who do you know that's eating a high-fat diet? Nobody. They're eating plants and lean meat and not much red meat. And everyone is getting sicker. And the diabetes, hypertension, cancer, stroke, and heart disease are all on the rise. Although maybe we've tamed heart disease a little bit, but I think there's a manipulation there because I've seen too many young people just drop dead of cardiovascular disease. And so no one eats fat, but somehow it got the blame because all protein and all sugars, so all plants and all animal meat without the fat is converted to fat in the liver. So we blame fat for the cause, sugar caused. Your cells are made of fat. Basically, we just dissolve in water if we didn't have fat as the primary building block of every cell of our body. And so, again, it's just another, I don't know if I call it propaganda or, cognizant dissonance. We've been so brainwashed with one idea that we just won't lose it. And so because we like heroin, cocaine, marijuana, caffeine, and nicotine so much, we won't admit that we're wrong because we're addicted to it. So ultimately, addiction is basically the love of something your body doesn't need. And everything we consume in this world is basically an addiction, even stuff, right? We don't need much stuff. We should live like the ancient Aboriginals in Australia. Amazing culture that was primarily a hunter, but they also had ancient agriculture. They knew how to control the environment. So, is it you can't eat any plants? Well, maybe you can, but not the way we're doing it today without eating fat. So the cause of heart disease is simple. Plants are carbs, are sugars that cause glycation. Glycation is the chronic rusting of every nook and cranny of your body, which causes damage, that causes dysfunction and failure of cells, organs, limbs, and life. And so my sister died of diabetes. She was recommended by the American Diabetic Association to eat plants and just cover it with insulin. Had she been simply taught to eat fatty meat, my nutritional recommendation, I call it the baby's way. I'll show you if you can see this. It's bacon, eggs, butter, beef, Kiltz's ice cream and salt, one meal a day. And that's, if we were taught to eat that way and focus on fat, we would be better. And so, well, cholesterol, it clogs the arteries. Well, it doesn't. It's trying to repair the damaged arteries because the arteries and vessels and cells are made of fat. But sugar caused the damage. Sugar robbed the bank, but fat got caught. And it's easy to blame fat people for all the problems. I'm sorry. Genetically, we're predisposed to get fat. And if you don't get fat, you're fertilizer fast. See, the genes to get fat are good genes. So we made a science of all these hormones. Well, it's not your problem. It's a hormonal problem. It's not. It's the wrong nutrition for a human Ferrari. That's the simple answer.